Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. I'm a dating and relationship expert specializing in helping you get your ex back or to get over your ex. This week, I'm finally going to talk about the video I've been teasing for a while in other videos about my client who got his ex back after years apart. So for those of you who have been apart from your ex or broken up for years, or who are afraid you're going to be broken up for years, this is for you. But first, I want to welcome back my no contact army. If you are having trouble staying in no contact, then download my app Silencio, and you can find that link underneath every single video and every single podcast. And if you too would like to join our army, all you have to do is hit the subscribe button and the bell notification, and you're in. And to read our manual, go to nocontactsecrets.com, where you can read 2 free chapters before purchasing the book. Okay, so this is actually my second client to get an ex back after more than 2 years apart. And the 2 stories actually have several similarities, which I will tell you about at the end of this video after I read his email. So here we go. He says, I'm happy to report that my ex and I have been dating for 3 months and are officially back together for about 2 months now, and her interest level is definitely in the 90s once again. They were previously engaged, actually, when she broke up with him. And she was breadcrumbing him for the first 8 or 9 months of this over 2-year breakup. Okay, continuing. I hear from her 4 to 10 times a day. Damn. See her 3 to 4 times a week, and things have been going very well. I've been reintroduced to her immediate family and close friends again. Her brother said a couple of weeks ago, I speak for everyone when I say we're all hoping you two don't screw this up again. Haha. I even had lunch with her dad, and he said that he was hoping that I would meet up with him to ask for her hand. I said that I would soon, and he said that she told him she's ready. She's let me know very clearly that if I propose, she'll say yes. And I'm planning to propose in the Caribbean, either late fall or early winter. The more comfortable she gets, the more she's opened up to me about our 26 months apart. That's 2 years and 2 months. She said I was always kind of hovering around in her mind. Okay, so for those of you who are afraid that your ex is going to forget you, that she dated tons of guys, but compared all of them to me and nobody measured up. That's right. If you're the best option, if you are the best that you can be in the relationship, if you worked on yourself when you were single and even when you're in a relationship, and you do your best, then even if they break up with you and they are away from you, they're not going to be able to replace you. She said nobody measured up. She said she missed me even over a year later. So again, for those of you afraid that your ex is going to forget you and not think about you, here she was even a year after the breakup, missing him to the point that she would randomly burst into tears. She knew I still loved her, so she couldn't understand, now listen to this, how I could just walk away and never reach out. I wonder what happened. Oh, I know. He joined the no contact army. That's what happened. For those of you who think that your ex is not going to be wondering why you haven't reached out, well, duh. She also came out and said that she didn't have sex with anyone since me, and I believe her. She says, I'm still her 5th person and better be her last. So for those few guys who always comment that if a woman breaks up with you, that she's going to be out riding the you-know-what carousel, no, most women are not doing that, okay? But you can think that if it makes you feel better. And he says, our plan is to get married next summer or maybe early spring. Thank you for everything. Without your guidance, this would not be happening. She remarks often that I have changed and that not only am I not jealous, but I just seem more confident and secure overall. She said, it's not an act. I can just feel it. Whenever I'm around you, it makes me feel safe. Okay, there's lots to unpack in this sentence. So first of all, I did a video about why you should never show jealousy. And I'll put the link up in the right-hand corner on YouTube. And that was the main reason she broke up with him, because he was just continually showing jealousy, and at a certain point she couldn't take it anymore. He was very confident at first, because before they were exclusive, there were other guys, and he was like, no problem, he was cool. But then at a certain point, his interest level went up, and what did I say? When your interest level is above 90, you can't control what you say and you can't control what you do, but you know what? You have to, because otherwise, if you keep showing jealousy, you're going to get dumped. I mean, a bit here and there is fine, obviously, because if you never show any jealousy at all, they'll be like, damn, do you even care? And I know that in certain cultures, they say, well, you have to show jealousy, otherwise they'll think you don't care. Yeah, okay, fine. But in the West, in most cultures, excessive jealousy is not going to work, because it comes across as insecure. And at first it's cute, but then at a certain point it's like, gee, I can't take this anymore. And it's sad, because if he had had his jealousy under control, they would not be broken up. So they lost 2 years and 2 months of being together because he didn't fix his jealousy. So if this is you and you're listening to this and you know you have insecurity and jealousy issues, I would suggest you work on them now, because you don't want to look back and say, gee, we lost all this time because of me, or any other issue you may have. It doesn't even have to be jealousy. And she says that, and when he told me she broke up with him because of that, I gave him a little talking to. I'm like, dude, you can't do that. So I'm sure I said something like that. And the fact that she used the word confident, he seemed more confident. What do I always say is the number one quality people want in a partner? Confidence, which is the opposite of jealousy. And she said, he makes me feel safe. And that is the number one thing that women want, besides obviously confidence. They want to feel safe on all levels, physically, mentally, emotionally, sexually. And if they don't, they're out of there. Some sooner rather than later. Okay? And he goes, I know, like you and I talked about, it would be silly and stupid at this point to get jealous again about anyone. Absolutely. She clearly never got over me either in the 26 months apart, despite having every chance to do it. Plus, she wants to marry me again and isn't shy about letting me know. This time, I would get her right for good. I have to admit, this brought tears to my eyes reading this. Because, well, obviously because I worked with him for such a long time. I mean, we weren't in constant contact, obviously, because, she would pop up, they ran into each other at a coffee shop, they talked for hours, all kinds of things were happening in the 2 years and 2 months. It's not like it was 2 years and 2 months of no contact. That's not how it works. I'm so happy it worked. And just to think that, if they have children, which I think they probably will, if they hadn't gotten back together, whatever children they have would never be born. So I like to think that I have a little part in their unborn children being born, just a little part. And if you have found this entertaining and helpful so far, then please give this a like to help the YouTube algorithm. Apparently it likes likes. We all like likes. And that way more people can find the video. So I mentioned earlier that I had another client that also got the ex back after over 2 years. And the similarities are that, first of all, they're both men. So for the guys, usually it's the guys saying, oh, you can't get a woman back, or you can't get a woman back with no contact. Well, both of them worked with me. Both of them went through long periods of no contact, and they got their woman back. And like my first client, the one that I haven't done a video on, even at a certain point I was like, I think you should just move on. And he just refused to. He refused to. So for the women listening, if a guy really wants you, if a guy's really into you, if a guy realized he messed up, he will keep trying and trying and trying, even if he's in no contact or he's just popping up here and there. My client here, he did try to date other women. He just was not interested. He could not forget this woman. But he didn't reach out to her because she broke up with him. But like I said, she kept popping up, as with my other client. She was popping up too. when you go through a breakup and it's 2.5 years, 2 years, there is going to be contact. So it matters how you handle that contact over that long period of time that then determines whether you finally get back together or not. So those are the similarities. So now I want to hear from you. How long have you been broken up with? And would you still try to get an ex back after more than 1 year or even 2 years apart? That's a long time. Most people just give up after, 6 months, 9 months and go, okay, I guess they're not coming back. I'll move on. So please comment below. And if you would like my help to get your ex back, hopefully it won't take 2 years. Don't worry, it doesn't always take 2 years. Contact me at theartoflove.net. We'll send you the rates. The direct link is below. If you're listening to this as a podcast, please rate and review. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.